make sense of this?
Wait, okay, let me get there. So it's 80 cents times 20. Wait,
$16, I think.
that's what I got.
Around there.
I got like 17
But then
something.
we sell them at 20 each. So
Then it's like $3 profit in 8 by 10.
no, way more than that.
It's way more?
Yeah, it's 17 for 50 of them.
Oh.
No, I think we used 100 before. I don't fucking
Wait,
know.
no, yes, we did use 100 because then it was 20 times 100 and we were trying to get to 2,000.
Oh yeah, okay. So if we buy 100 of them at 87 cents each, that's $8.07, right?
Yeah.
Or no, is it $87?
Wait.
I just want to know what you're calling this math.
100
Steiner
times
math.
8, it's $87.
Right.
Yes.
I don't know. Get a calculator. That's what.
All right, we'll get a calculator, everybody. All right, bye. All right, I'm hanging out with my pal Tommy Rant right here. What's up? Now, I heard a little rumor from a Strictly Business, Brandon Beretta, that you snore.
What?
That's what he told me.
First off, if that bus is paying attention to me while I'm sleeping, that ain't strictly business. That's strictly weird.
That is kind of weird, right?
I ain't about that. Where'd you hear that from him? Her?
From him.
Her. Yeah. Listen, Buster. Listen, Chooch. You got my number. You know the time. Slime time.
Careful, Brandon Beretta is really good at suplexing big fat asses, so he might get you back, but you've been losing weight, so
You look great.
Yeah. I guess so.
All right, thank you, Tommy Red and Slimeball Sage over there.
We gotta fix that up. We gotta fix that up. I like this.
They're Gucci.
Take off your glasses.
I can't see. I can't see.
I don't care if you can see. You're gonna see now. Take them off.
All right, hold on.
Let me hold your mic. I'll hold your mic. Yeah. Put those away. Put that on. Put that on. Look at that. Look how great he looks. Look at that. All in one dank.
I think they're a little small.
A little small. How big is your head? Jesus.
I'm big all. Never mind. Michael Payne, everybody.
Proper dank. All in one dank. All in one.
We'll talk after, too.
We definitely will talk after.
Make sure you follow Michael Payne.
Trained me, shown me guidance are on these walls, and it feels bizarre and surreal to be joining them.
He's a good guy. He's an alright kind of guy. But listen, we got Slimeball City tickets.
I'm Cora, and I am your winner of this.
I like it, Dark Papa Dick. You don't? Are you scared of the Dark Papa Dick?
It's great. It's great. I can't wait.
The first and realistically the only.
I'm doing great. How are you?
We just did steal it last time, but it's in safe hands. My son is watching it.
Are you positive?
Yeah, my son is watching.
Look at me! I'm a physical specimen.
Very spicy, very spicy.
you got the dirt.
I wish.
I literally love conventions. Like
Well, I'm gonna try to get through with her. That's my motivation today.
I wish I could.
Come in soon. You can check her out on Monster Side. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and today I have a very special guest. Let me bring to you the one, the only, Moses the Deliverer.
We here, baby. Let's get it.
What's up, brother? How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. Not too bad. And yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm up here in Long Island, New York. Where are you coming from?
Nice. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. It's kind of cold up here right now. I think it was like 15 degrees this morning, or it felt like 15 degrees. So yeah,
That's
it's super
pretty
cold, super chilly. But hey, that's the time of the year. You know what I'm saying? Christmas time. It gets cold. All the Christmas lights are out, so you gotta love it.
Nah, I was in St. Louis this year for FanFest for SICW, and I will be returning for FanFest 3 back at SICW on May 16th and 17th. Get your tickets. Cheap plug. But I love St. Louis, man. I thought it was... listen, I brought my son with me, and he's like, I want to live here, Dad. I'm like,
No,
me
it's
too.
a super fun city. It's super fun. I definitely think it's underrated. There's a lot of fun things to do here, and there's a lot of fun free things to do as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't be free. You know, you got the zoo, the science center. You can always go down to the arch, you know, so which is pretty nice scenery. So yeah, I enjoy the city for sure.
I think the best food I had was Raising Cane's. It's not here in New York.
Oh, is it not? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I have friends, from all over the country. Because when you travel in wrestling, you meet a lot of different people and things like
Right.
that. So it's kind of weird. Like, some people they might have this restaurant, and they might have this one, and they might not have this one. You know what I mean? So Raising
Right.
Cane's is one of those ones that I never really realized. Like, it's not all over the place. I always assume, being in St. Louis, that okay, there's a Raising
That
Cane's
everybody
everywhere.
has it. I know. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I travel all the way up in the Northeast, and St. Louis was the first
Mhm.
place I saw it. I'm like, man, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Not everybody's a big fan of Raising Cane's. Me, I am, especially the sauce. I love the cane sauce. I think it's
The
amazing.
sauce was good.
But some people are like, "Oh, the chicken is bland," blah 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 blah.
No, the chicken was good.
Whatever. Hey, I enjoy it, so I can't
A-
speak for them. I can only speak for me. I love Raising Cane's.
And for the basket I had, that thing was pretty huge,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah, no, it is. They got you get a good portion size for sure.
You do 100%. All right, let's talk about some stuff real quick. Let's talk about your merch. Where can everybody get your merch right now? I like that. That is
So
awesome.
no, this is awesome. This is actually a design that was just made a few days ago by Katie.
Really?
Shout out to Katie. She owns Little Lion Studios. If you want to go follow her on all socials, she's an amazing artist and she does a lot of good graphic design and graphic work. And this actually isn't even out yet. So this is something that I'm gonna
Wow.
look forward to putting out soon in the near future. This is something that
Look at
she
that.
designed, and yeah, she designed it and sent it to me. And I was like, wow, like this is amazing. I was like, I'm gonna
That
have to,
is amazing.
go ahead and produce this and make some shirts out of it. So yeah, shout out to
That's good.
Katie.
That's definitely going to be a hit, man. Hit
Oh no,
shirt.
most definitely. Yeah, I was super impressed. 'Cause I didn't know, I didn't expect it either. She just, out of the blue sent it to me one day, and I was like, "Whoa, this is amazing." You know what I mean? So
That's
yeah, shout
awesome.
out to her, for taking her time and doing that and putting that together. Again,
Does
really
she,
good work by her.
does she design some of your stuff?
She
Or
does. So I actually
okay,
I have one other design from her that I haven't put out yet that I'm gonna put out really soon. But she
okay.
does my stuff. She does a lot of stuff for other people too, like Tootie Lynn Ramsey,
Mhm.
Camaro Jackson, a lot of the St. Louis people she does stuff for. So again, Little Lion Studios, if you want to go check her out, she does phenomenal work. It's quite impressive.
Check it out. Little Line Studios. Check that out. 100%. Now we got this event coming up for World League Wrestling, just
That's
announced as an
right.
NWA territory. Christmas
Yeah,
Bash
yeah, yeah.
24. What match do you have coming up in here?
So I'm
There
going
you are.
against Big Mike Maverick. He's a newcomer to WLW. Super big guy. He's like 6'7", 6'8",
Uh,
260, 70
there you go.
pounds. He's huge. He's massive. But he's super impressive. He has all the intangibles. I've been watching a lot of his stuff here lately.
Damn.
He decided to go online and talk a little smack about me, so I wasn't too happy about that. But in due time,
What
I
did
will
he say?
respond to that. So he called me a legend. So first of all, he started off with a compliment. He called me a
Okay.
legend in WLW, which I told him, hey, I was appreciative of that. With me only being 24 years old, considering
Right.
me a legend, I'll take it. Considering I have
Right.
done a lot in World League Wrestling, won the WLW World Heavyweight Championship, Junior Heavyweight Championship, the
Mhm.
Tag Team Championships. I was a 2022 Wrestler of the Year. So I've done a lot there. I have accomplished a lot. But after he gave me that compliment, he went on to say that I'm also washed. He compared me to Derrick Rose, somebody who was once an MVP, then unfortunately had a bad turn with some injuries and was never quite able to return to his MVP form, which I never had any injuries yet, thankfully. So I don't know why he wanted to say that. Maybe he's alluding that he's going to try to take me out. Maybe he's going to try
Right.
to injure me in our match. I don't know. He can try. I don't think he's going to be successful. Again, he's a big guy, has a lot of intangibles, but he's newer here. He's newer around WLW. So I'm
Okay.
definitely going to go in there and show him a few things.
All right. Also on the card is hold on a sec. Where is it? There is Skylar Sparks versus Cameron Brenay
That's right. Skylar
at
Sparks.
that
She's
match.
the new NWA WLW's ladies champion. She just
Wow.
won that recently at the WLW 25th anniversary show where she defeated Tootie Lynn Ramsey. Great match. And shout out to Tootie too. She was an amazing ladies champion for WLW. She had a great run with that belt. But Skylar Sparks, she's kind of been on a little bit of a mean streak lately. She kind of took a turn,
Really?
changed
Okay.
up her attitude a little bit, which I was kind of questioning it at first, but it looks like it's working out for her. Whether you look at it to be good, bad, or indifferent, she's having success. So I guess I can't really argue with that.
All right. Now she's gonna have her hands full with Cameron. I've seen her in action up here in the Northeast. So
Most definitely. She's very talented too. Former
from
NXT
NXT.
superstar.
Yep.
She's amazing. She's made her way back here. And who knows? Maybe Skylar Sparks' reign might be kind of short, depending on how it goes. Because I know
Maybe
Cameron Burnett, she has a lot of experience too. She's
she
wrestled all over the
does.
place. So that
Yes,
one, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
100%. Me too, man. It's gonna be live streamed. Do you know?
I don't think it's gonna be live streamed. It will be
Yep.
recorded and posted though on YouTube, I
Okay,
do believe. WLW has a YouTube series called Superstar Showdown. So also shout out to them if you want to go check that out. A
that's
lot of
right.
the
Shout out to
matches
them.
get posted there. Yeah, shout out to WLW. Much love. I love that place. And again, Superstar Showdown. They post their matches on YouTube. Amazing stuff. Great content. So go ahead and definitely hit that subscribe button and check it out.
Now, WLW just got announced as a new NWA territory. How do you feel
They
about
did.
that?
They did. That was amazing. It's a big honor considering, the history that WLW has with being started by the greatest wrestler on God's green earth, Harley Race.
Harley
Rest in
Race,
peace
yeah.
to him, of course. So there's a lot of history there between him and the NWA. Of course, him being, in my opinion, the greatest NWA World Heavyweight Champion of all time. So now to be able to have the company that he started, his baby, to be able to have that company be represented by NWA and kind of have that partnership, I think it's
Right.
amazing. And it's a great opportunity for the wrestlers as well. It
Yeah.
broadens up our horizon, it opens up a new fan base for us to be able to go out and, expand our fan base a little more, of course, too. So and a lot of those old school fans, they'll be able to come in and some of them may have never even heard of Harley Race's promotion. They might not even know that he ever had one. So
Right.
then they can go back and do a deep dive into the history. Again, it was a 25th anniversary show here recently. So there's been a lot of history there, a lot of guys to come in and out of World League Wrestling. Even some that you see on TV today, guys like Tommaso Ciampa, guys like Trevor Murdoch, and I can go on. The list goes on and on and on about a lot of great wrestlers who have came out of WLW and the Harley Race Wrestling Academy. So for them to be partnered with NWA now is something that's super special, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where it goes in the future.
That's awesome. Now, Serena's reminding us that a new episode of Superstar Showdown was out today on their YouTube channels. Make sure everybody
That's right.
checks
That's
that out.
right. Me versus Sabotage Sean Logan. Sean Logan, he's a great opponent. I love stepping in the ring with him. Uh, he's been a bit of an edge too. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
He kind of switched up his attitude, and I was on the receiving end of that. But again, that was a great match, awesome match. He brings it every single time he steps in the ring. So that's definitely one I would highly suggest checking out.
All right. Serena's got another. Serena's got a lot of questions tonight. I have a
Bring
question.
him, bring him.
What does you put in your mouthpiece hanging from your mouth like that mean?
Uh, it don't really mean anything. Honestly, it's just I kind of like I guess just show it off a little bit. I don't even know if you can see the little writing that's on there. I forget what's even on there to be honest.
I think it
But
says
yeah,
blessed.
kind of kind
Motivation.
of
There you go.
yeah, kind of just showing off that edge to me. You know what I'm saying? It kind of represents the type of wrestler I am. When I go in there, you're gonna get a scrappy fight. You're gonna get a battle. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a cakewalk. It's gonna be a little bit of flashy stuff mixed in there, but a lot of it is high intense wrestling. So I feel like that kind of represents me in a way. When you see that mouthpiece hanging out, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, this guy probably, is very aggressive in the ring. It's kind of style
Right.
he wrestles with. He kind of wrestles with that little bit of edge on him. So that's really why I do it, kind of just to represent who I am and me as a wrestler.
And soon to be a T-shirt, so everybody
Yeah,
doesn't forget. So
yeah, most
let
definitely.
everybody. Go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead. I'm good.
So let everybody know how you fell in love with professional wrestling.
So I fell in love with professional wrestling at a very young age. Honestly, my earliest memories of professional wrestling, they weren't even from necessarily watching it. A lot of it was from like the action figures and the video games. Because I remember being 3 and 4 years old, of course I'm watching it, but I don't quite understand what I'm watching yet. I just know this is something that's really cool and it's something I enjoy. But I know my big brother, shout out to him, he had all the video games, all the action figures. So he even told me at a very early age, like when I was, just months old, he would sit me down in front of the TV and watch professional wrestling with him before I even knew, again, before I even knew what I was looking at. So that's
Right.
kind of how I fell in love with it. And then, from there, begin watching it, you know what I mean? Watching it. And I even was fortunate enough to get to meet some wrestlers at a very young age. Being 4 years old, I got to meet Randy Orton and Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio, have autograph signings from them and
Right.
pictures and memorabilia and stuff like that. So that spectacle is something that I kind of grasped onto at a very, very, very early age. And it's something that stuck with me throughout my whole life.
It's a great story, man. I love it. All right. Serena says, who from WLW that you haven't faced yet is on your bucket list?
I've faced quite a lot of people there, honestly. But there are a few up and comers that I haven't stepped in the ring yet. Stepped in the ring with yet. Again, like Big Mike Maverick, I got him coming up. That's one I'm looking forward to. Again, although he's talking a little bit of trash, so I'm gonna have to set him straight and correct him. But that's one I'm definitely looking forward to. You got Blade Lennox. I haven't stepped in the ring with him yet. Uh, Astonishing Austin Mulitalo. I don't think I've wrestled him yet either. So there's
Really?
there's about there's a couple of them that I haven't been in there with that have kind of been making some noise too in WLW. That's kind of the
He,
the
he,
beauty in it throughout
he
all the
was just
years
on
of
the
it.
other night.
Was he nice? Yeah, yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
Austin. Super cool, super great guy. But there's
Yeah.
been kind of like there's always been a rotation of guys coming through WLW. So I feel like there's always like a new batch. After every so often, there's a new batch of guys that come in and make a
Right.
statement and try to make their name. So it's always fun to see, who will rise to the top out of that batch. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that's probably how a lot of the guys looked at it when people like me and Raheem De La Suede and guys like Stefan Newton and Must See TV, Colton Thurvot, when guys like them popped up on the scene, I'm sure a lot of the guys who were around WLW for a while at that time were kind of wondering who would rise to the top out of this batch. So again, that's something now that I get to look forward to and questioning and wondering who's gonna, make it to the top.
Right. All right. Robert says, did you ever meet King Harley Race?
I did. So I was blessed. I got to be with Harley for about a year and a half before he unfortunately passed away in 2019. But I did get to meet him, which is an honor because, with me, with my age being 24, most people my age, didn't get to meet him or didn't get to, directly learn under him. So
Right.
it's a huge honor to be able to say, I was one of the last few students that got to learn directly under Harley Race. And although he wasn't able to necessarily get in the ring and be like super physical, he still had a lot of knowledge. Again, I say it all the time.
100%.
He had forgotten more about wrestling than I'll ever even remember. He's just a book of knowledge with wrestling, with different philosophies and different ways to do things and different psychology aspects. And he was just, so smart with professional wrestling. So I did get to meet him, and it was an honor. He was a prankster too. He would like to do a lot of funny stuff. You know, he'd like to mess with you every once in a while. Had a great sense of humor, super funny. But yeah, it was an honor to be able to say that I learned under the Harley Race wrestling tree.
Man, I'm going to get two questions out of that whole statement you just made.
Mhm.
Number one, what was the best thing you learned from Harley? And number two, what was the best prank he pulled on you?
So the best thing I learned from him is the emotional aspect and making everything feel real. Because at the end of the day, that's the connection that we get with professional wrestling. And that's what makes it so different is that connection that you get with the fans and that personal emotional aspect of it and bringing the realism out of it. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of different styles in wrestling, and that's also the beauty in it too. But one thing that's always stayed consistent and stayed the same is the emotional connection because that's why people ultimately love professional wrestling. It makes them feel something. So whatever you do,
Yeah.
always make the crowd feel something. That's something he would emphasize a lot. If you're not making the crowd feel something, then you're not doing your job. You know what I mean? You're not out there to do it for yourself. You're out there to do it for the people that paid to come to see you. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
people who work hard for their money and they, spend their money to buy a ticket to come watch you wrestle. Those are the people who you want to do it for, who you're trying to entertain. So that's something he would really hit home on all the time. And then as far as the pranks goes, there's a list of them. But one he would like to do a lot is he had a motorized wheelchair, and
Mhm.
sometimes he would skim right over your toes with that motorized wheelchair. It wasn't quite enough to break him or anything serious like that, but it was enough to
Right.
kind of like catch you off guard, like
And
ow,
you're like,
you
ow.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, he would sneak up on you, and he would love to do that, and he would just roll off laughing while you're kind of sitting there in pain,
Right.
making sure you're all right and everything. But yeah, that's something he would like to do a lot. Yeah, he
That's
was
a
he was
great
again,
story.
he was hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
good
was
story.
funny yeah, guy. Yeah,
Wrestlers say Holly Risaku was the toughest man in wrestling.
yeah, they were. I've heard so many legendary stories about Harley Race and Haku. Riding together. Those are always guys you'd want to be with if you're going
Right.
out. To have a good time. I actually got the opportunity to meet Haku as well, which was really cool to be able to say
Me
I've
too.
met the both of them and
Yeah.
to be able to have pictures with the both of them too. It was super legendary because again, those
That's
are
what I
two
need, a
guys that
picture.
Yeah,
I didn't get the
those are two
picture.
guys. Oh, you didn't get it? Yeah, you got to get
No,
one with him.
this
Yeah,
year, St. Louis
yeah.
again.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous to ask,
Uh,
but
I know.
yeah, two
That's why I
guys that
didn't
have.
do it.
He's super nice though, super sweet, kind-hearted guy. And those are two people that go down in history. A lot of people say are two of the toughest men in professional wrestling. So that be able to meet them and have pictures with the both of them is something that's super cool. I think something I'll always cherish.
Look at that. Haku just wrestled at SICW.
Yeah, he's still going. I didn't even know he was still going. I saw something about that the other day. I didn't know he was still doing
Yeah,
in-ring competition, which is amazing. Yeah, I love to see it.
that's awesome. Yeah, I need to see that too. All right, let's get into outside of MLW
Mhm.
wrestlers that you want to wrestle in 2025 or in the
Oh.
independent scene. And I hope you
Oh,
give me
that's
some Northeast people.
yeah. That's a. It's kind of hard to boil it down because there's so
'Cause
many
there's a
great
lot,
athletes out there. There was one that I wanted to wrestle, but he just recently, I think his independent run is coming to a close soon, which is Josh Alexander. Shout out to him. He's super cool. I've had the opportunity to talk to him and learn from him a few different times, and that's somebody I definitely would have loved to have the opportunity to wrestle. And
right?
maybe I will, still get that chance down the line. But again, shout out to him as he finishes up his independent bookings. Uh, but yeah, you guys got a lot of talent up there in the Northeast. I think Bryce Donovan will be a cool one. I just saw him. He's
Bryce,
somebody who got ID'd by
yes,
WWE, so he's definitely somebody I'd love to step in the ring with. Just coming up in that area as well. In general, is a place I would like to travel to because I haven't really been up in the Northeast yet. I've been in the Midwest. I've
right.
wrestled on the West Coast, been down to Texas, different areas, but I haven't quite made my way up to the Northeast yet. So that's definitely a place I'd love to explore.
I'd love to see you up here, man. Speaking of Bryce Donovan and WWID, what are your thoughts on the program?
I think it's super cool. I think it's awesome. You know, I think it gives a lot of motivation for independent wrestlers now as well. Not that there wasn't motivation already or a lack thereof, but
Right.
now it gives them a little extra to fight for. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, in the journey of independent professional wrestling, it's kind of hard to kind of gauge where you're at. You know what I mean? You never
Mhm.
know when an opportunity is going to come knocking. So now with the WWID program, it kind of gives people something to look forward to or something to kind of reach towards. And I think it's an amazing thing. So I'm definitely excited to see where that goes.
Right. I saw some of them, some of the ID prospects training with Natty and TJ Wilson.
Oh yeah. I've seen a bunch of videos from
Yeah.
the place they got down there in Natty and TJ Wilson. And that's another cool place that would be, very, very awesome to learn from and go down there and visit
Right.
because they have all types of people coming in and out of there,
Me too.
people from the independents, people that you see on TV from
Yeah.
each and every single company. So, I'm sure they're putting in a lot of great work down there. And I'm sure the things you get taught and the knowledge and the wisdom that's in that building is probably just
It's
vast. You know what I
amazing.
mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd love to hop down there for sure.
100%. All right. Let's go into some stuff outside of wrestling.
Mhm.
Do you have any special hobbies you like to do?
Any special hobbies? So I enjoy video games. I love sports
Okay.
video games. My biggest one is probably Madden. Football is my favorite sport by far, outside of professional wrestling, of course. I
Right.
love football, big football fan. Go Chiefs. I know we get a little bit of hate nowadays. Uh, I kind of see how it feels now to have been a Patriots fan back in the day. You know what I mean? Where every 2 seconds,
Right.
oh, they're cheating this and they're cheating that. And I'm not gonna lie, I may have been one of those people who would say those type of things too. But as being a Chiefs fan now, I definitely see how annoying it can get. But shout out to them. But yeah, I love football. I love watching football. I love playing fantasy football, which I'm in the middle of my season right now.
Mhm.
I think I have one regular season game left until we get to the playoffs. So I'm in a league with a bunch of guys that we started doing this back in high school, I believe in 2014. So this is our 10th year doing it, which is crazy. Time flies. You know what I mean? Just when you're not even paying attention to it. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
sports. That's probably my biggest hobby for sure is watching sports and then just hanging out. I like to go out and play sports too as well when I get some free time. Like I like to
Okay.
go to the gym and or go to the rec and play basketball, shoot around. I'm not good by any means. Don't get it confused.
Right.
I'm not good, but I still enjoy it. And it's like playing basketball is also a great form of cardio, in my opinion. So yeah, I like to do
It
things of
is.
that nature.
It
Yeah.
is. You sweat a lot playing basketball.
You do, and it's a lot
I
of
do.
breathing, especially if you're playing full court games. You're running
Yeah.
up and down the court. You're on offense and defense. Yeah, it takes a lot
Right.
of cardio to do that. Shout out to those guys too. Compared to other sports, they got to play offense and defense, which is, yeah, it takes a lot.
It does take a lot. All right. Favorite food? What do you like to munch on? And
Oh,
favorite
pizza,
treats?
pizza, pizza. That's easy.
Pizza.
That's always been my favorite food. When people always ask that question, they're always kind of surprised how quick I answer it because
But
this is a no brainer
it
for
was
me.
pretty
Like,
quick.
yeah, pizza. It's just that's what it is, man. Like anytime I get the chance, I try to stay eating pretty healthy and pretty clean. But anytime pizza presents itself, it's always hard to turn
It's
it
always
away.
there.
Um,
Uh, you need some
I haven't
Northeast
tried
pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. I've heard a lot about it. Have you had emos yet? Since you said you've been down here?
I haven't. No. Is that something
Okay,
I
yeah,
need to try?
yeah. You definitely gotta check it out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be in
It's a
for a
St.
few days
Louis.
in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah. No, pull up. Yeah, emos is great. It's a St. Louis staple for sure. It's flatbread pizza. I enjoy it, but I like all types
Okay.
of pizza. You know what I'm saying? Flatbread, regular style, even the deep dish in Chicago, which some people call it. They're like, oh, that's not pizza.
Right.
That debate. You can go on and on about what
We
is and isn't
could.
pizza, but at the end
Right.
of the day, whatever form it comes in, I'm eating it for sure.
Me and I had from MLW Danny Stratos. We were talking about the New
Hmm.
Jersey pizza because I had New
Yeah, yeah,
Jersey
yeah.
pizza over the summer for the first time,
Hmm.
and that pizza was like huge.
Was
I
it?
was like, I got two slices. It looked like half a pie. I was like, what the
So
hell is this?
have you had New York pizza?
Yeah, of course, yeah, because
So
I'm
can you
here.
compare it? Which one do you think is better if you compare the 2?
New York pizza tastes a little different,
Hmm.
but I was just amazed at and it was good. The New Jersey pizza was good, but I was just amazed by the size of it because I never seen a size
Yeah,
like that in New
yeah,
York. It's definitely not that size.
yeah.
Definitely not that size, but I really enjoyed that pizza
Hmm.
at Beachcombers Bar and Grill up here in New Jersey, and I can't wait to go back in the summer to have
Yeah,
more. To be honest
most
with you,
definitely. Yeah, if I'm up there, I'll have to check that spot out for sure.
yo, you
I also like
definitely
doing
have to check that out.
Dave Portnoy's his pizza reviews, although he's super strict on it. But
Uh,
I enjoy seeing those sometimes and seeing what he rates the different pizza spots and how he breaks down the flavors. It's always super fun to watch those too.
man, I think we spent 10 minutes talking about pizza.
Yeah. Hey, I can spend 20 minutes talking. It don't matter to me.
That's right.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Pizza's
I can
pizza.
go into detail with it. Yes, sir.
All right. Let me see. All right, traveling. Any place outside of the United States that you would like to go wrestling or train?
So I've had the opportunity, thankfully, to be able to wrestle outside the United States a couple of times. I've been to Canada quite a few
Oh.
times, which I love going up there. Even though it is a bit cold up there, depending on
It's
what time of
very
the year
cold.
you go.
Very
But
cold.
yeah, I enjoy going to Canada. Great crowds, great wrestling crowds up in Canada. I mean, they really bring it. They bring the energy. They have you. I mean, it's top notch. It really is. And it's from the top to bottom. It's a good time. Like it seems like that crowd. They don't get tired at all. It could be a billion matches and they still wouldn't get tired. They're on their feet for every single match, every single entrance. I mean, they really bring a lot of energy. So I really enjoy wrestling in Canada. Uh, I think
That's
I've
on my
been there
list.
like I think I've been there about 5 times now, 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
So, and those trips are always super fun too. So, especially when you drive, because it can be a long trip, but when you're in the car with a few different people, you're sitting there laughing, making jokes, and
Right.
listening to music the whole way there. It's super fun. It's a great experience. So Canada for sure. And there's a bunch of other places too. I'd like to go wrestle in Europe. They have a lot of great wrestling places over there, and training too as well, especially that style. I feel like it'd be great to go there. It'd be fun to go to Mexico. It'd be cool to go to Japan. So a lot of those places are some places I would love to go, which I haven't been there yet. So whenever the opportunity comes, I'll definitely look forward to pouncing on that right away.
All right. Now, you didn't go in the summer at all to Canada. It was always in the winter time.
So I think one time I went to summer to Canada. Then it wasn't too bad. But if you go in the winter, it's
Well,
super cold. There's a lot of snow on the ground like all the time. So it's kind of funny once you get close to that border, you got to switch up the way you're driving. You know what I'm saying? So you don't slide off the road. But there's been a
not,
couple times where we got caught up in some pretty tough weather conditions too.
uh,
So you definitely gotta be on your P's and Q's when you're going up there.
now, what do you call not too cold? Like how approximately? You have to be specific. Was it like in the 60s, 70s, 80s?
In the summer, yeah, yeah. In the summer, so in the summertime, their weather's pretty normal. Like it's not, it's very comparable to the weather we get down here. But in
Okay.
the winter, that's when it flips. You know what
That's
I
what
mean?
it's
For
like.
them, like you could easily be just going down there and it'd be 0 degrees, -2, -5, and to them that's normal. That's
Wow.
something they're used to because it's like that all the time. Up
Right.
here, for us, like if it
It's a
gets that
deep
cold,
freeze.
yeah, we cancel school. You know what I'm saying?
You cancel school.
You're
That's
not going
right.
to school
No
up
school.
there. Up there to them, it's just like another day. You know what I mean? It's that cold to them. Like whatever.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
That's
it's kind of
true.
funny seeing how they, we go up there like, oh, it's cold, and they're like, oh, this is
This is
nothing.
nothing.
You
Right.
know what I
This is
mean? We're kind
nothing.
of like, what? Yeah. So it's kind of funny to see those differences and how we take the cold weather compared to them. But to me, cold is cold no matter where you're at. So yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
look at it.
Give me some sunny weather any day.
Yeah, I don't mind it, man. I don't mind when the seasons change because I feel like me personally, if there was too much of one season, I feel like it would be unbalanced. So I kind of like the even balance of the season. Some people don't like the cold weather too much. They're like, oh, I hate winter. I enjoy winter. I enjoy every season equally as much as I enjoy the next one, because it kind of balances it out. It keeps it fresh. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it was summertime all the time, I'd be like, man, okay, I kind of want some cooler weather, or vice versa. So I kind of like it. That's how I look at the weather.
Okay. I want it to be warm all the time. So.
Which is
All
kind of
right.
funny coming out. In the Northeast, I'm sure you're probably used to the colder
Oh,
weather. You
I
know what I
hate it.
mean?
I don't get used to it. I hate it. I hate it. My kids, man, that they live with me, but
Mhm.
they're always hot. I don't know how
Mhm.
they're always hot. I'm
Yeah.
always cold here, and they're always hot. They open up the windows. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
December. Why are you opening the window? It's crazy, crazy. But anyway, all right. What do I want to touch on? Companies you want to work for that you haven't worked for yet.
So are we like independent
We'll,
companies
we'll go to
or?
independence, and then I'll ask you a
Mhm.
different question.
Okay, no, for sure. Definitely, we mentioned the Northeast Beyond Wrestling. They're doing some
Beyond,
amazing
yeah.
stuff up there. Some really cool stuff. I'd love to work with them. I'd love to work with places like Deadlock Pro, North Carolina. They're doing really cool things.
I've
And then
heard of
you
them.
got Revolver Wrestling. They run in a few different areas here in the
Yeah.
Midwest. So yeah, those are definitely some places I'd like to visit. West Coast Pro. They're doing some cool things. There's a lot
Okay.
of that's the thing. There's a lot of like really high level independent promotions right now. You know what I'm saying? Compared to back in the day where you had your few powerhouses. Now there's so much talent all over the place. So you could go to a random promotion in a random place in a random town, and you could probably see one of the best wrestlers you've ever seen in your life. So that's the cool
Right.
thing about it right now with independent professional wrestling is there's talent all over the place. So you definitely have a good chance of running into a good matchup, or running into somebody that you've never known or never seen or heard of that may blow your mind your first time watching them.
Okay. That's true. I guess that's why there's a WWID program.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now, out of all the people you face at WLW, who would you say hits the hardest? I'm gonna say Murdoch, right?
He does. He's definitely up there. I think the match I wrestled him, he gave me one chop, just one singular chop, and it left a mark on my chest for like a week and a half, which is kind of crazy. There's him. You got Camaro Jackson, the Grand Regent. He hits super hard. He brings it
Uh-huh.
every single time he's in there. Uh, you
The hell?
got who else?
Hold
You
on, my
got?
TV just turned on.
Oh,
Hold on. Go ahead.
it's all good. You got him. You got Superstar Steve, that's who I wrestled in my first ever match at WLW. Again, he's another one who has some pretty lethal chops. So those three, and then you got Leland Race too as well. So I mean, honestly, you could say all of them. As
All
I,
of them
that's,
in.
that's how I was thinking about it because I was naming him, but
Hard
I was like, oh, I
hitters.
can name. I was like, but then I can name this person, but then I can name this
Uh,
person. Yeah, all those guys at WLW, they bring it. But that's kind of the style, you know what I'm saying? Because
right.
that's what
Style that
Harley
Harley
Race
brought.
would want. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of what he was known for. So that's kind of what he expected out of his guys as well. That hard hitting wrestling, where you're really bringing it and you're really leaving everything out there. So yeah, but
Do,
those guys I named are definitely some of the ones that I always think about a lot when I get asked that question.
do you remember the last thing he ever said to you before he passed?
Oh, what was it? Not specifically. Probably telling me to get him like a Diet Coke or something like that. He would do that a lot of times, like during training. Somebody would run off to the
Moses, give me a
bathroom or
Diet
something.
Coke.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what he would do.
Don't
He'd
worry
go.
about the bumps.
Yep. If you step outside the ring to go to the bathroom or grab a sip of water, you'd be like, "Hey." get me a Diet Coke. So that's it. I couldn't think of anything specifically, but if I had to guess, that's a
Oh
good chance
man,
that's what it was. For sure.
that's crazy. That's funny. I love it. Good stuff. Good stuff. What about what was the best advice you actually received from anyone down in MLW?
In WLW or just in general?
WLW. No, in W. Actually, no, in
Um,
general.
in general,
And then we'll go to the last question.
probably the best advice, just in general, and this is something that goes across the board that a lot of people will say, is to make sure you're having fun with it. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in where we want to go with professional wrestling, and not even just professional wrestling, and life in general. We get so caught up in what we're doing and where we want to go that we kind of forget to sit and enjoy the memories, enjoy what we're doing in real time. You know what I mean? You get so caught up in the journey, or you get so caught up in the destination that you forget to enjoy the journey. You know, you forget to enjoy the little things that you've got to do. So you know, that's kind of something I try to always remind myself to do, is, you know, when I go to these different places, or you know, these different states, or I meet these different people, you know,
Mm,
kind of remember those memories, you know, because that's something that's going to last forever. And, you know, although I know where I want to get in professional wrestling, I always try to remember, okay, enjoy the little things, you know, because at the end of the day, even being a professional wrestler in general is something that a lot of people can only dream of doing. So even, you
right.
know, on the independent scene, doing that alone is something that's super special and it means a lot. So always try to enjoy those things.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Last question. Where do you, if you could go into any of the big companies, where would you want to go and why?
Uh, I could take the easy answer and say, oh, all of them. You know what I mean? Because of course I would
Okay.
love to go to all of them. You got AEW, you got New
TNA.
Japan, WWE, TNA, I mean, NWA. I go on and on and on about all of them, but I would be lying if I didn't say specifically WWE, because that's kind of what got me into professional wrestling. Even when I started professional wrestling, that was my goal. At the end of the day, is to make it there. You know, that's something I always wanted to accomplish and something I've always wanted to do and still want to do. So, and again, the reason why is because that's kind of what I fell in love with. That's what got me into wrestling. As I got older, you know, in my teenage years and my early 20s, which I'm in now, that's when I started to discover more, you know, about like the other companies and even the independents and different things of that nature. But as far as being a little kid, you know, it was always WWE. That's all I ever really knew. So I kind of always had that emotional attachment to them. And, you know, again, to be able to step foot in their ring one day and be able to compete is something that, you know, I'm shooting for, you know, in due time, I believe it'll happen.
Awesome. Moses, thank you for coming on the podcast tonight. And you got to come back in 2025.
No, most definitely. I have to make it happen. I appreciate you having me on.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, man. I hope to cross paths with you when I get to St. Louis, man.
Yeah, when are you coming again?
May 16th and the 17th at SICW
Okay, bet. You know, if I'm
FanFest.
free that day, I might have to try to pull up. Most definitely. See what's going on.
Yeah, I
Meet you in
think
person.
the 16th is the Bill Apter show,
Hmm.
and Austin. We talk about Austin. He says he's going to be
Yeah, yeah.
there. He'll
Okay,
be at that
awesome.
that event. So yeah,
Tight, tight.
I'd
Most
love to
definitely.
see you, brother. All right, let
Most
everybody
definitely. We'll try to
know
make
where
that
they can
happen.
follow you.
So on Instagram, I'm at the underscore deliverer underscore Moses. On Twitter, I'm at the underscore deliverer. And on Facebook, at Moses the Deliverer. That's all of them. Yep, you can find me there. I think I'm on TikTok or something else. I don't know. I forget some of those passwords, but those
There you
three
go.
are definitely the main ones you
I
can
just
find me
followed
at.
you.
So, yeah, perfect. There we go. So,
Just
yeah, those are
followed
the
you.
main
All
three.
right. Awesome. And of course, you can catch Moses coming up at Christmas Bash 24 for World League Wrestling, the newest NWA territory.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you catch him there. And this new t shirt coming out very, very soon. Message Moses, and he'll get you your shirt, right, Moses?
Yes, sir. Well, most definitely, we'll make it happen. Be on the lookout for it.
Robert says good luck.
I appreciate it.
Robert's a staple here. All right, what else we got going? What do I have going on? Well, this Saturday, a couple of friends of mine are having their promotion. So, Titan Championship Wrestling presents Aftermath: The Revenge as PJ Savage, the champion of TCW and Funhouse, goes up against MLW's Danny Stratos. Make sure you go to Titan Championship Wrestling to get your tickets. And then in January, they're going to have Baba Thunder coming to Monsoon. Get your tickets for that event as well. I'm just announced today, even though I don't have the graphic, ECW's own Shane Douglas will be there as well. Whew. I got my newest vlog coming out tomorrow. As you can see, I'm hanging out with all-in-one Michael Fain, and he wanted me to look just like him. And I think we could be related over there. Maybe we'll see.
I see the resemblance.
All right. Also up is one of my newest vlogs, Homecoming Darkness, is I'm hanging out with the Slime Balls from the NWA. As always, my pals over here. Coming up next, I have Big Kaz coming on. He's here to promote his newest show, his newest promotion that is restarting, KBP, as he goes against Giorgio Lawrence. And joining me and Big Kaz as well will be legendary special guest referee Mike Chioda, joining us in just a couple of minutes, 15 minutes or so. So come back and definitely watch that podcast. Serena says, thank you most for coming on. I appreciate you coming on. And
thank you guys.
Make sure everybody follows Moses, of course, and World League Wrestling on YouTube as well, and all their socials. Everybody have a good night. I'll be back soon. Moses, hold on for a minute.